Hello and welcome to lesson 3 of week 4. In this lesson, we are going to look at the different Bootstrap utility classes for styling tables. My name is Mildred. In the last lesson, we have looked at the buttons and alerts. We looked at in lesson 1 the different colors that we can use for text and background, and we're going to apply all of those styles to make this table more user friendly and also to improve the user experience. Now in Bootstrap, we focus on mobile first design. We use Flexbox based layout and utility first classes, and we want to do an example of a Bootstrap table. So we have this table here, and if we come to the table here and we put class is equal to table and refresh our page, we have this converted to a table. But now we can go further to style this even deeper. We can add other stuff. What this table does is to add padding, add borders, and improves the readability, so we can see what it does. We can have striped rows. So now we have the table there, and we can change this and add table stripes like this. So what this does is to give you an alternate like colors for each row. So you see this is table stripes. If you have another row here, it's going to be alternating like that. We can also have border table, and you can have table bordered like that. And so when we refresh this, we can see the table is now bordered. Okay, if you want it borderless, you add borderless to the cells like that. So we can say table borderless like this, and when we refresh, you remove the borders from the cells here. So you can do hover. So when you hover around, so we can have table hover, and when you hover around the table, you will see where you are like that. You can reduce the padding for compact tables by doing table small sm like this, and when you refresh, it reduces the padding and makes it small. Okay, we can add colors like we did with the background and the text, and I can say table success to make it a green table like this, and you see it's green like that. So we can have table success, danger warning, just all the colors that we have previously. You can have a dark theme to say table dark like this, and when we refresh, we have a dark theme like that. So if we do table responsive, Bootstrap will make the table scrollable on small screens instead of breaking the layout. So you can have class table responsive, and you can do this on a div tag or on this section to put table responsive. Let's say section class this and put table responsive. Okay, and on a small screen, it will rather allow you to scroll instead of break the design. So we're going to design this, and we're going to make it even better. Okay, so you can have the different type. We have table responsive. You can make responsive small for the different breakpoints. Responsive MD. We looked at the grid and flex last week, so you can refer to that to see the breakpoint when it applies with small MD, large, extra large like this. You can have different breakpoints like that. So you can have table responsive, and maybe I use MD like this, so a scroll bar will appear like that. Okay, so we can also align different cells. So let's start with the design of the table. So we're going to have this to be table responsive. Then we'll have table class table. Let's put table stripe. Let's have table hover, and let's have table border as the style we want. Now we have the th here. This is the head grouping. Let's put class is equal to table dark. When we refresh, we have the heading like this. All right, now we want to look at the next table here, and let's do the same thing. Let's have this section class is equal to, and then we want to have for this, we have a div with class is equal to table responsive MD. So now it's better we use this on the div tag like this. We put it on the section, so I can remove this here just so that we can illustrate there. And for this one, we want the table now to have a class, the class equal to table first, and then we want it to be table bordered, and then we want it to be table striped like this, and then we want the head here have a class, or we can use table light, and then when we refresh our page, we'll see that we have this designed differently. So we can see how we change this web page to have things more user friendly, and we like our design. So depending on your requirements for building your site, you will do the different designs. Also, always remember that you don't have to use all the colors, all the styles that you learned. You just have to keep things nice, minimal, and also responsive and user friendly also. This is where we end this week's lesson. Thank you, and see you next week.